Hi guys, it's Arielle. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to the start of my health and weight loss journey. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you would know that last year was rough for me. I gained a significant amount of weight. I had 2 surgeries. I had a broken finger. I had lots of breathing problems because of my old Paris apartment. And so just the entire year last year, my health and body took a huge hit, and I've decided to change that, and I want to bring you guys along on this journey. I took these photos 3 weeks ago, and I'm excited to show you where I ended up at the end of this video. I will say that for me, a big part of this is weight loss. I'd like to get down to about 150, 155 pounds, but it's also not just the number on the scale. It really is about me living a healthier life, making better food choices, and getting more physical activity into my day. Okay, today is the day. I'm weighing myself for the first time since I was probably 17, and I'm a little bit nervous because I think over time you don't notice how much your body changes. But from what I remember when I was 17, I think I weighed around 145, 150 pounds, so I'm a little bit nervous to see what it's gonna come out as today. By the way, the scale that I'm holding is called InSmart, and it also comes with an app that you can download, and it'll give you all these extra details about your body status on top of course, your body weight. And I've listed on the screen all the data that it'll give you. I'm shocked. 177 pounds. I'll also add that my BMI is at 24.5, which would be considered as on the cusp of healthy weight, borderline overweight. My body age is 29, even though I'm 28, and my body fat is 26.8%. So I think you guys probably saw my face. I am definitely shocked that I weigh 177 pounds. That's quite a lot more. And of course, when I'm comparing it to when I was a teenager, it's normal to gain weight. And it's really not the number that's affected me. It's more the feeling in your stomach when you go to put on the jeans you wore last summer and they're like this far from not fitting. Welcome to my week 1, starting out with the trip to the grocery store. I'm stocking up on mostly fruits and veggies. I wrote out all the recipes I want to try this week, and I got all the ingredients for them. There's always something so satisfying about unloading all the really colorful produce. Before I show you my meals, I also just want to explain that I'm using the MyFitnessPal app, which is free in the App Store, to log all my food and exercise. For my goal, which is to lose about 2 pounds a week, the app suggests that I eat about 1,200 calories per day. And of course, more calories are added when I work out. But yeah, it's super simple. I weigh everything on my little scale and I log it. It definitely takes a little bit more time. It's a little tedious. But for me, it was absolutely worth it, and it's also very satisfying to, at the end of the day, when you see everything that you've logged, to feel proud of yourself for meeting your goals. And also, this was the very first time that I actually started to look at what I was eating when it comes to fats, sugars, protein, iron, calcium, vitamins. And so I really did find this app helpful, not just for weight loss and counting calories, but also for learning more about what is in the foods that I'm eating. Here are some of the breakfasts from my week. A lot of avocado, soft-boiled eggs, chia seed pudding, oranges, and whole grain toast. One of the new dinner recipes I tried this week was a creamy chicken, red pepper, spinach, and cauliflower dish with feta and cream cheese. It was a great high protein, high vitamin A meal. I'll leave the recipe link down below if you guys want to try it. Another dish I tried this week was this fake chocolate toasted quinoa snack I saw on TikTok, and honestly, it sucked so much. I won't even leave the recipe. The chocolate was made with this like cocoa powder and banana mix, and it just overall tasted bland and burned. Now, I did have some desserts this week, but because I was weighing and logging everything, I was very careful about making sure that I was eating a healthy portion size. And before I was tracking my calories and tracking my sugar and fat intake, I would just scarf down every single dessert in my vision. So it really did help me manage my sweets by using the app and weighing everything. And honestly, what I found is not that I was missing out or that I was craving eating the whole pastry or the whole dessert, but that by just cutting myself a portion size, I was able to enjoy it more than I was when I was just literally inhaling sugar. We also went out a few times this week, once to my friend Alex's little house party. Okay, we're going to our friend's house for a party, and he told us to bring snacks and drinks. So in order to keep me on track, oh my god, we cut vegetables and I asked Jean if he packed the bag. Oh my god, Jean. Well, anyways, I had cucumber, carrots, and celery with dip that oh man, I'm gonna go back now. Well, anyways, I thought I would just share the effort that I'm making in maintaining my diet goals. So yeah, we did forget the chopped vegetables, but I did eat beforehand because I knew that the boys were just gonna bring junk food, and they did. They didn't bring like saucisson, charcuterie, and Pringles, so it was really helpful that I definitely ate beforehand. And also Alex had made this really delicious looking oil fondue, and so I did have a couple nibbles on the Pringles and 2 or 3 pieces of meat in the fondue, but I was very mindful about what I was eating. And again, like I said, because I ate beforehand, it really helped me control myself from, again, inhaling all of the junk food in front of me. I also went over brunch with Jean, and we had the most delicious breakfast, but I was very mindful of, again, my health and what I was eating because I so badly wanted to have the French toast, but it came with this huge portion of whipped cream, drizzled caramel on top. I just knew that it was not going to be healthy for me to intake that much sugar. So Jean gave me a little bite and that was enough. Instead, I chose an avocado and smoked salmon little toast thing, and we shared fruit salad. And I also went to 2 sandwich places last week, but again, I portion controlled. I only ate half and saved the other half for another day. And I actually did bring Tupperware with me to make sure that I could actually bring these half sandwiches home. And you guys are probably like, you go out so much. No wonder that you gained all this weight. But it's just part of my job. When I'm building itineraries, when I'm testing new food places to tell you guys about, I have to go and taste the food and take pictures. So it is just a part of my work. And I don't do this kind of thing every week, but there are weeks where I will have to go out a couple times. And so instead of just not doing my job, I'd rather be more mindful about how much and what I'm eating as opposed to just not going out at all. I ramped the physical exercise up this week as well with basketball, cardio boxing, and other body workouts. Okay, we are at week 1 check-in. I'm excited to weigh myself, even if the number doesn't go down. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous because I think the first time I weighed myself, it was around like 11 a.m. I'd already had breakfast and coffee and a liter of water and stuff. So I repeated that today, but I'm like, is that the best time to be weighing myself? I don't know. Maybe we'll change it going forward. But yeah, I've had breakfast, I've had coffee, I've had lots of water. So it's not a big deal if the number doesn't change, but I will say this week has been really transformative. I successfully did like a full week's of the regular exercise routine that I want to get into. I had basketball, 2 basketball practices, 1 basketball game, 2 boxing practices, and 1 workout routine session of thighs, butt, abs, and arms. So exercise, good. I've also noticed that in like the second day even, the fact that I reduced my sugar levels to like literally almost zero, like processed sugars. Of course, I'm eating fruits and stuff and little things like maple syrup. But as soon as I cut that immediately out of my diet, ever since, I'm telling you, day 2, I have just been really sensitive to sweets to the point where even fruit, like having a piece of fruit, feels like it's a lot of sugar and I'm less interested in eating it, which is just such a change for me because normally I would want a piece of fruit after every single meal. I'm huge into chocolates and candies. And now I'm really noticing it's not even like I'm having to hold myself back. It's like I'll taste something sweet and it won't taste good in my mouth. So I noticed that. I thought that was very interesting. Other than that, I have been able to maintain the calorie deficit, the amount of calories I was supposed to consume every single day based on my weight loss goals. The amount of calories you consume, like at least on MyFitnessPal, goes up. Like if I exercise, if I do a full hour-long boxing session, obviously I'm sweating, I'm using a lot of energy and stuff, so I do add those like the app adds those calories on. But yeah, for the most part, I've been able to stay exactly on par with what the app was suggesting for, my goal, which is weight loss. So without further ado, let's weigh in for week 1. Okay. Okay, so like I was saying, I definitely met all my targets. I worked really hard last week, and it shows because I'm down to 173.5. So if I started at 177, I lost 3.5 pounds in 1 week. That's kind of crazy. That feels like a lot, actually. But I guess it makes sense. I mean, I really am weighing myself at the exact same time. I fully have had breakfast and water, so I'm not trying to trick the system, but my body fat percentage also dropped from 26.8 to 26, and my BMI dropped from 24.5 to 24. Yeah, it feels really good. I mean, I can tell a little bit because my waist feels a little bit smaller. I've definitely felt a lot less bloated this week. That's probably because I'm eating a bit less carbs. It's really encouraging to see the results of everything I did last week. But yeah, we are heading strong into week 2. Welcome to my week 2. Here are some of the breakfasts that I ate this week. I tried this yogurt egg blueberry bake thing, which was okay, although I didn't make it again. And other than that, it was the same old, except that I did add in more eggs and cottage cheese, and I also added butter back onto my toast. I also tried a few new recipes this week, including a chickpea brookie and cauliflower bread. I had Jean try the chickpea brookie, and even though he doesn't look super thrilled here, he definitely ended up eating most of them. Good. Okay, so I spent all of last night cooking. I've been really into trying new high protein, low carb recipes. And the thing is, they look so good on the TikToks and most of them taste really bad. But the 2 I made yesterday, I actually really liked. So I thought I would show you. The first one I made is this cauliflower bread. This has less than a cup of flour. I want to say it made a whole loaf. But the main ingredients of this bread are an entire cauliflower, really finely grated, and egg whites, which is why it's fluffy. There's also a bit of Parmesan in there as well, which adds to the taste. But yeah, this one I did really like. It's a good breakfast bread. And then the second recipe I made is more desserty. They are these yummy looking chickpea brownies. I was definitely skeptical because last week I tried a fake chocolate toasted quinoa crunch bar, and the person who made the recipe was like,
"Oh, this is great. It will stop all your chocolate cravings."
It was the worst thing I ever tasted in my life. So that was a no-go, but these are pretty good. These are mainly made of chickpeas, cashew butter, and I think a little bit of flour. There's no sugar other than a tablespoon of maple syrup. So honestly, they're not that bad for you. They are just a little bit dry. Like, I find chickpeas normally pretty dry, and so these are a little bit more dry than regular brownies. I mean, there's no butter in them, there's no milk in them. you know, what are you expecting? But I don't actually think I'll make these again because I don't crave junk food unless I see that junk food. So all of last week I didn't buy any junk food and I wasn't craving chocolate. I wasn't craving sweets. But now that I have these in the fridge, and you can see like the serving size is pretty small, like I just want to eat the whole box of them. So it's really not great for me to have so many of these stocked in the fridge when I wouldn't want junk food if I didn't know I had some. So I don't think I'll make these again, but if you are a chocolate lover and you're looking for a healthier, higher protein brownie, then they're pretty good. I will link both recipes down below if you guys want to try them. For dinner and lunch this week, my proteins were mainly tuna salad on toast, shrimp tacos with avocado and green cabbage, and chicken. Tonight we're having a chicken feta cherry tomato pasta sauce dish, except I swapped my pasta for cauliflower. But Jean, who's not a fan of cauliflower, is having pasta. But yeah, I guess that's a way for me to enjoy pasta without the pasta. Okay, I'm just plating my lunch right now, and I made these avocado healthy brownies that are only 90 calories, and they smell really good. I think they're going to be delicious. I'm really struggling to find healthy junk food recipes, you could say, for when I really am craving chocolate. But yeah, this is what they look like. And they're made with 1 avocado, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and a bit of baking powder. So I'll let you guys know, but they look and smell delicious. Okay, moment of truth. Is it sweet? Slightly. Does it get rid of all my chocolate cravings? No. But it's okay. I'll leave the recipe link down below if you guys want to try. For my exercise, everything was pretty much the same this week. I had 3 basketball practices, 2 Muay Thai cardio boxing classes, and also the thigh, butt, and arm workout class. But I did also integrate something new into my daily exercise, as you can see here. So this week I've added something new to my physical exercise routine. I got my walking pad. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I completely reorganized my living room just to accommodate a standing desk and this foldable walking pad. At the moment, I'm using it about 2 times a day. So I try and walk for about 45 minutes after I've digested my lunch, and then 30 to 45 minutes around 5 p.m. before dinner, before I go to the gym. I find it really, really helpful for me because if I'm just sitting down and working for hours at a time, my mind just gets sleepy and foggy and I'm not super productive at the end of it. And so when I feel myself getting kind of groggy, I literally just hop on the walking pad and it's like this burst of energy that I get. So honestly, I'm really liking it. I've only had it a couple days so far, but it's crazy. You can already see the difference. I did get the C2 model from Walking Pad, and I chose this model specifically for the fact that you can fold it and nicely tuck it under your desk so you save space. I mean, could you imagine if I got one that didn't fold? It would literally block the entrance to our apartment. But yeah, I have loved it so far. I'm honestly so excited to have it. Truly, the fact that I reorganized this living space probably speaks enough to how much I love the walking pad. But if you guys are interested in grabbing one or you want to check them out, I will leave their website down below. And you can also use the code GetTheMargarita at the checkout to get 120 euros off your purchase. There we go. 1 hour and 2 minutes. I've been walking. I'm editing my next apartment transformation video. Good morning, you guys. Welcome to the end of week 2. It's always so exciting to weigh myself in at the end of the week to see if I've made any progress. I have changed things up. I've decided that it's probably more realistic to track my weight going forward if I weigh myself before breakfast, coffee, and water and all that. And I also am going to try and wear the same outfit every time I weigh myself in. That way, visually, it's easier to see changes. I mean, just looking at myself right now, I feel like my face looks a little bit less puffy than it did 2 weeks ago. But aside from that, I did also notice that last week it was a little bit harder for me to stay within the calorie deficit. Like I went over every day by almost 100 or 200 calories. And it's just because I felt so much more hungry than week 1. I don't know why. I did find that in the mornings, like at my breakfast, if I added protein, it helped me stay full until lunch. So there was one morning or 2 mornings when I had chia seed pudding, avocado toast, and an orange. And almost instantly after eating that, I felt very hungry, so I had to have snacks. But then other days when I had eggs and cottage cheese, so a lot more protein, I felt very full until lunch. So that definitely helped me with breakfast. But I also feel like I started to add things in like butter on my toast or cream in my coffee, which I would consider like empty calories, right? Like they are foods that are high in calorie, high in fat, but don't really make you feel full or like give you nutrients. And so I found that now that I've added those in, it kind of like, because you add so many calories, you can't eat as much. So I think that's why I went over. So yeah, I would say that is where we're at going into week 3. Let's weigh myself in. So I'm at 169.9, which means I'm 3.6 pounds lighter than last week. Although, let's take that with a grain of salt because, like I said, I haven't had breakfast, coffee, or water like I have the other times that I've weighed myself. Okay, so sorry, future Arielle here. I did, just for the sake of wanting to actually have an honest documentation of my weight, weigh myself after I've had a liter of water or coffee and like my full breakfast. So it's like 2 hours later. And I weigh 172.1. So yeah, this is why I'm saying I just think it's more accurate going forward to weigh myself first thing when I get up in the morning before I eat, because it's just like what you drink and eat and all that affects obviously how much you weigh. So just thought I would add that in. My body fat percentage also dropped again from 26% to 25.3%. And my BMI dropped as well from 24 to 23.5. I mean, I'm not surprised that I've lost weight because I really have put in a lot of work, but I feel like over 7 pounds is quite a lot. So yeah, all good things. I'm very happy and definitely motivated to go into week 3. Y'all, this week was chaos. First things first, we had a brunch that we'd booked since 3 months ago that we couldn't cancel, and we had 2 nights where we had to eat out. And for the nights where we ate out, I chose the healthiest option on the menu, like a salad or vegetable-covered vegan mashed potatoes. But the brunch we did was an all-you-can-eat brunch, and it cost 50 euros. So I had already made up my mind that I would just enjoy it, and actually didn't even bother counting calories on this day. But like, the volume of food I ate was unreal. I also had a crazy craving for gummies, which is so random for me, but I think it had something to do with my period. And like, it wasn't the flavor or the sugar of the gummies that I was craving. Like I said, sweet things taste too sweet in my mouth, gummies included, but I was really craving the chewy gelatin texture. So I did end up going to buy gummies, but in the coming weeks, I'm gonna try and figure out my own gelatin gummy recipe, because I swear, even if these gummies tasted like water, I would eat them up, because it's just the texture of chewing on the gummies that I was craving, if that makes sense. Anyways, here are some breakfasts I made for myself this week. You can see that cottage cheese was clearly always on the menu. New source of protein alert. I did have some sardines for lunch and a lot of asparagus. It's in season right now, I guess, because every single grocery store is selling them by the case. For dinner, we made the feta chicken tomato pasta dish. I swapped the pasta for cauliflower again, and more asparagus and shrimp and eggplant for dinner. For sweets, I did enjoy some peanut butter banana toast and some yogurt with fruit. Berries are in season, yay! Same old boxing and basketball and a lot of walking on the walking pad. You can bet your bottom dollar that I was walking that brunch off for the entire week. And I also did a little bit of biking because it was nicer out. Good morning. We are at week 3 weigh-in. I have to be out the door in 4 minutes for my physio appointment, so let's do this rapid fire. Okay, not as bad as I thought. It is 167.9. So compared to last week, I only went down by about a pound, but honestly, I'm happy with that. I definitely thought I was gonna gain a pound given the fact that I went out 3 times last week. My body fat percentage also dropped again from 25.3 to 24.9, and my BMI also went down from 23.5 to 23.3. So overall, let's look at the stats. I lost 3.5 pounds in week 1, about 3.6 pounds in week 2, and 2 pounds in week 3 for a total of 9.1 pounds lost in 3 weeks, which brings my total weight down from 177 to 167.9, which is amazing. It's kind of unreal to think that I'm 1/3 of the way to my weight goal, which means that I can achieve this weight loss goal in 9 weeks or less, which is crazy. I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? My body fat also dropped from 26.8 to 24.9, and my BMI dropped from 24.5 to 23.3. What I hope this video shows you guys is that you don't have to completely flip your world upside down to be healthy or to lose weight. I mean, you saw in the video, I still went out, I still had some junk food, I just did everything in moderation. And I think honestly, that's the best way to go because there's no point in making really strict rules for yourself to ultimately break them within the first couple weeks. Like an example for me would be a little bit of butter on my toast and cream in my coffee in the morning. Those are things I love, and you saw in the video that I broke them in week 2. And it's not a bad thing to enjoy certain types of food. Like I said, it's all in moderation. And yeah, I think this video and the fact that I lost all this weight is like really a testament to the fact that you really don't have to be super stringent in your lifestyle to be healthy and lose weight. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me. Please let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you have any recipes you think I should try, I'd love to hear them. But yeah, I will check back in with you guys in another 3 weeks and we'll see where I'm at.